Oh, good morning, everyone. I'm gonna take this quick little video because I gotta run down to breakfast. But today is our official second day. It's my third day in Cairo. We are going to see the Great Pyramids today, as well as I believe the Sphinx, and we're also going to go back to that museum today because we went yesterday a little early, just kind of on our own. So, yeah. But here's the sunrise in Cairo. Absolutely beautiful on the Nile River. I'm extremely excited for today. I'm gonna go make this short, but I'm gonna go run and eat some breakfast because we gotta leave sharp at 7, so I want to eat as much as possible. But I'm super pumped. I'll definitely have some videos on the bus, as well as obviously the videos once we get to the pyramids. So it's gonna be very exciting, and let's get into it.
So rare. So something is like, oh, you're dressed as something. This is like, you just like that. Yeah.
The other two, but so high to low, upper and lower. So right now we are living here in Egypt on the east and west bank of the River Nile. Okay, south in Aswan, the last city in southern Egypt, we do have a high dam. This high dam was built between 1960 till 1971. 11 years building the high dam. After building the high dam, we have Lake Nasser, the biggest industrial lake all over the world. The big, or the how big the lake is, its length 500 kilometers, its width between 5 to 8 kilometers. Huge lake, I can tell. That's why for the dam, the crocodiles here in Egypt still exist behind the dam in islands because they love to be in an isolated place. That's why here on the River Nile, where you are, no crocodiles at all. Because all the crocodiles in Aswan, yeah, behind the dam. Okay, even for me, my entire life, I didn't see any crocodile at all in the River Nile. I mean, sometimes in a museum. Okay, so Egypt, we have here 115 million Egyptians. Okay, Cairo is the capital of Egypt. Okay, we call Cairo Big Cairo because we have Cairo on the east bank of the River Nile. We have a different city called Giza on the west bank of the River Nile. Both of these cities, we call it both Big Cairo, Cairo and Giza. How many people live in both? About 22 million live in Big Cairo. So that's why our government right now, we're almost done with it, the new administration capital of Egypt. So we are on the way now to move all the government building outside. Okay, all the ambassadors, anything, everything, all the buildings, presidential houses outside, everything will be moved outside the city. It was not nice when you find we live only in 6% in all of Egypt, 94% sand, Sahara. That's why the strategy of the government right now trying to create new Cairo, new Giza, new Aswan, new Luxor, try to
I think you're already at night.
the last one show now. Guys, a really good shot now. Look on the right hand side, you can see from right to left.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are at the pyramids. We got a ticket to go inside the Great Pyramid, even though there's nothing in there. But I have to go. There's no way. It was like, what, 50 to $1, 1,500. Off the top of my head, quick maths, like 15, 20 bucks. So come on, can't not go, even though it's only a literal nothing on the inside, but I'm extremely excited now that I have seen the pyramids like kind of in front of myself. Yeah, there ain't no way they built these things. Ain't no way. These things are massive. I mean, they look huge. You hear about how big they are, but seeing it in person is truly on another level. It really is. So I can't wait to get in there, and definitely going to take some more videos as we can get in a little closer. What are you most excited about on this whole trip?
We're going in the pyramid. We're gonna break into that thing.
What's your most excited, looking forward thing on this whole trip?
Looking forward to just seeing, one of the oldest built structures in the world. The only wonder of the world that's still standing.
Still standing, absolutely.
100 BC, when King Cheops decided to come here to build his own tomb, the Pyramid of King Cheops, the Great Pyramid, 147 meters high. After him, his son, King Khephren. After that, his grandson, Mykrinus. Now you can see Cheops, Khephren, Mykrinus, grandfather, father, and son. We have as well 6 small pyramids, 3 on the right of the first pyramid, and 3 on the side of the third pyramid as well. Here, the Giza Plateau, digging, working here, has no end. We keep digging, trying to find more tombs, not being discovered yet.
We are in the Valley Temple right now, right below the Sphinx. These granite blocks weigh hundreds of tons, and the explanation is that they used the river to move them. I don't buy it. These stone pillars, all of these granite blocks that are behind me, these huge edifices of rock that weigh hundreds of tons, came from over 1,000 kilometers away in a different quarry. And standing here, it has never been more evident that there is so much more to this story than what we are told. I do not believe that we were able to move hundreds of tons of blocks down a river. There is something very extraordinary that happened here, and it's incredible to experience. I'm honestly a little emotional. I'm kind of overwhelmed to think about that. These were carved or moved or transported in some way thousands of years ago by humans. It's interesting. Alrighty, so standing in front of the Great Pyramid of Giza, absolutely incredible. The sun is bright as shit, killing my pictures, but unbelievable.
Became nowadays 156, as we are missing 11 meters.
Alrighty, ladies and gents, we are about to go inside the Great Pyramid. I mean, it is just an imposing structure. They say 2.4 million blocks built this pyramid, and they rode them down the river? Bullshit. These are... each of these blocks weighs multiple tons. We, as a civilization, would not be able to build this today if we wanted to. So, I think that alone says a lot to disprove the fact that, well, if we supposedly, or they were supposedly able to roll these blocks down the river, why can't we do it today? That's my biggest question against that, is could we just replicate it? And if we can't replicate it, then obviously that's not how they did it. So I was very open to the idea of seeing them in person and maybe changing my opinion. It has cemented my opinion in the fact that there's no way that the ancient Egyptians built these. I don't believe it. I believe that they built things in reverence to it, but I don't know. I think the Sphinx and I think the pyramids are relics of a long forgotten civilization that was wiped out during the Younger Dryas impact. Absolutely incredible. All right, we are going into the Great Pyramid of Giza. It's a small, tiny crevice here. Got some lights. I mean, gosh, could you imagine being the first people to have walked through this when they opened it up? All right, now we're getting to the fun part. We're getting to the fun part. We're gonna have to wait here. I'm gonna take this away actually, so it's gonna get really tight here soon. So I'll pop a video when we get inside. Oh, I said I wasn't gonna take a video, but I lied. We're walking up the Great Pyramid right now. Legs are a little on fire. Wow. How crazy it must have been to dig this out. Man. Yeah, it's a workout, bro. This is a workout and a half. Eric, you doing okay?
I'm okay.
All right, we'll get through it. We'll get through it. We can take as much time in there as we want. This incline is killer. Oh, we're gonna quickly pass by you. Was it worth it?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, we're gonna pass by super quick.
It's the most amazing empty room.
Yeah? Oh gosh. Look at this tunnel. Woo! I'm just gonna crawl. Ah. Yeah. Yeah. It is incredible in here. I mean, I'm sweating my balls off. It's probably like 90 or 100 degrees in here, but here's the famous sarcophagi, although they never found a body in it, so very interesting. And it's not like a normal, it has no engravings on it. You'd expect there, if it was a funeral thing, it would be engraving, because they engrave everything, but it doesn't seem like it. This room is incredible. I think we're gonna start heading back to the bus now, but what an incredible room. Oh my God. Okay, we made it out of the Great Pyramid. That was undersold for how strenuous that was. They were like, oh, you just gotta crouch down a little bit and like walk a little bit. Bro, that was fucking awful. Like, they need to put warnings for that for people that are out of shape, because that could actually like seriously fuck someone up. I'm pretty in shape considering. And that was pretty rough. So that was definitely something for sure. Whew. All right, we got to go back to our bus now. So we're gonna start heading back. Technically, we're like a minute late already, so I think we're gonna get yelled at. But we got caught behind a bunch of French people. All right, so we're on a camel right now. This is wild, dude. I hope not. Wow. I mean, wild. What is going on?
Stop sniffing his butt, buddy.
The pyramids right there. Could you imagine? These things are like wildly moving. Wow. I'm gonna focus on this because it's getting a little bumpy, but this is wild. Alrighty, we have, I believe, officially kind of finished here. I think we're going to go to the gem now, but wow, absolutely beautiful over there. Camels are funny. People are haggling like crazy over here, man. I gave the guy 200 Egyptian pounds, so it's like $4. But he's like, no, more. And I'm like, nah.
Really good spot for photos. If you want.
Look at that, though.
Usually, we go over there for
How
photos.
cool.
But
Hello. I don't actually really remember the last video I took, but we're at the gem. We went to this papyrus shop. I actually am really sad I didn't take any videos in there, but it was this really cool art, like ancient kind of like paper art, family-owned business. It was really cool. I bought some very expensive art, so that's fun. I'll show that off later. But eating some food at the gem. We got a croissant. We got a sandwich. I'm gonna dig into this and we'll show off some other videos later. Bye. Alrighty, I am still in the Egyptian Museum. I have somehow lost my hat. I don't know what happened to my fucking beanie, man. I literally had it in the last clip. I had it at the restaurant where we're eating, and then I got out of the restaurant and I didn't have my hat. I don't know where it went. I'm kind of pissed. That's like one of my longest beanies I've ever had. But if I'm gonna lose it somewhere, it's gonna be in Egypt. So, hey, who knows? Maybe they'll find it buried 4,000 years from now, the ancient beanie. But I think what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna kind of go through this King Tut section, because yesterday it was the one section that I wasn't able to get to, and there's really a lot of very interesting history with King Tut that I didn't really know. I'm gonna be honest, I probably should have done some deeper history dives before I got here, but he becomes ruler when he's 8 years old and then dies when he's 15 or 16. And he dies so suddenly that he was put into one of his army generals' tombs instead of his own, because generally speaking, the rulers would take a decade or two to really get their tombs ready to go for when they died. And because he died so young, there was no tomb ready for him. And so he takes one of his army general's tombs, and I guess his army general gives him his tomb, and he's buried in it. And it's extremely interesting because his tomb is in the middle of like all of these well-known tombs. Like ancient Greeks knew about the tombs around his burial chamber, but no one had found his burial chamber until about 100 years ago. And all of the artifacts in this entire museum side that goes all the way down to there, I mean hundreds and hundreds of artifacts, were all squished into his tiny tomb around the size smaller than this room. I'm gonna see it myself, so we'll have a video of that later, I think in 2 days when we go to Luxor. But the amount of treasures and artifacts, the reason why King Tut is so significant that I didn't really understand is that he's really one of the first Egyptian tombs found that was never raided. Never found anything from there, and that's why we have so much, because nothing was taken, nothing was actually stolen, because his tomb was just completely undiscovered. So there's so much interesting history and stuff like that in here. So I think I'm gonna cut it off here. I'm gonna go to the bathroom, but I think I'm just gonna take some videos with silence over them and just kind of go through each of the exhibits and kind of go from there. So what we're going to kind of go through here are when they discovered the tomb, that there were 4 shrines one encased within the other. And this is the fourth shrine right there. And then inside of that was this third shrine here. And show the inside of that right there. Very interesting. So many people here. It's crazy. It's more crowded than the Louvre. But you have these incredible inscriptions.
This is the look. We call it Nefer. You know Nefertiti? Nefer meant something beauty. The beauty itself.
So very interesting. And again, could you imagine being the people who discovered this? One of the first real Egyptian tombs that was not raided. And again, we go through the second container here, and then finally the final one over here. And then inside of this last shrine was the 3 coffins, all again like a Russian nesting doll, with the largest coffin being, around, and then the middle coffin, and then finally the one that actually held his mummy. So we'll get one more look in there. And then moving on from the shrines, again, these are all things that were found in his tomb. We have the mummification bed. So this would have been where he was mummified. Again, they would lay them out there, they would do the entire process, and then they would finally kind of put them inside the tomb. And then here we have the largest coffin here.
Todo eso estaba dentro de
With some really incredible engraving. And then over here, we have the second coffin. And this one has a lot more color. It almost has like jeweled scarabs. All over it. And then finally, the last sarcophagus that actually held his mummy. And again, I will be seeing his body in person. I'll probably take a picture with him because I'll bribe the guard, because you can just do that here in Egypt. I'll just bribe the guard because you're not supposed to take pictures with him, but I'll pay him like 200 Egyptian pounds, which is like $5, and he'll let me take pictures apparently. So that'll be very interesting. But this was found. The jackal guarding the tomb. This is the first image that they saw when they opened the tomb, as far as I understand. We got a lot of other jars and stuff like that. Again, these are all things that were found in a tomb the size of a normal living room. All of this was found. And then finally, well, not finally, we got a lot more to go here. But in this section, we have the container of his canopic jars. The canopic jars are what holds the liver, the lungs, the kidneys. There's another one as well, but I forget what they are exactly. But here they are. These are his canopic jars. All made of alabaster. Very, very interesting. And then there's the top for the container. And again, I believe that those still contain the fragments of his organs. I don't think that they've been cleaned out. So those are all from the day that all happened. And then this was the statue that was found guarding his tomb. And it seemed to have done a good job because it kept it secret for a long, long time. Got the other one over here. It seems that there was a duo statue situation here. This one has a different kind of headdress. And then these three couches, they call them couches, where his mummy would have been placed in each stage of mummification after the initial wrapping on the bed, as far as I understand. I could be wrong on that, but so those are all the real gold-plated couches that he would have been wearing. This is his vulture diadem. Would have been worn. Here are some rings of his.
Please don't touch.
But some more necklaces. These are actually flowers. So these are flower necklaces. So these are floral remains. Absolutely incredible. Some more jewelry here. Absolutely beautiful.
Excuse me, don't touch.
But here you see kind of the Mona Lisa of the exhibit. You have the golden mask that was found on his mummy over there. Big Q. I got a couple of pictures of it already, but I don't really feel like standing in line just for a couple of pictures. So, but absolutely incredible. Fully solid gold. And then here are some more of his adornments, his necklaces. Really incredible. And here's his let me see, what is this over here? I believe this is where he was stored before he was put into his sarcophagi. So these were his mummy bands. So this is what was wrapped around his actual mummy when they found him. But yeah, really interesting stuff. There's a whole lot more. But I'm actually kind of excited. I'm gonna go see these boats. Apparently there's some Khufu boats. Some ancient Egyptian boats that they have over here. So I'm gonna skip the rest of the King Tut stuff. I think I hit really the main everything, and I'll go down there and see what I can get in terms of the boats, because that sounds interesting. Be right back. Alrighty, took a little bit of a detour. I still stayed in the King Tut exhibit for a little bit, just kind of going through like the timeline of it all. But we're off to the boat museum over here. Looks really cool. And we're gonna check out some boats. Apparently there's 2 boats in here, and a third one that maybe they didn't complete yet or something like that, not sure. But I'm kind of getting a hang of recording myself. It's funny because, again, I really am someone who kind of tries to like take it in the moment, and having to record, I have to keep reminding myself like, oh yes, I'm trying to record all this stuff. But I guess the entrance is over this way. I just saw someone turn some guys away. But I'm kind of excited to see what's in this museum over here. But it's been a good time so far. Everyone in the group is very nice. Lots of good discussions, lots of fun discussions. The Great Pyramids were incredible. I think I could have spent all day there just looking at them. Really made me feel something. I don't know how to describe it. Emotional, maybe not really, but just awestruck. I mean, everyone knows the pyramids are incredible and great, but just kind of being there in front of them, as Terence McKenna would say, there was a felt presence of the direct experience being there. It felt very different. But all right, I'm in this building now. Looks like this is more of like a modern revision. I'm not sure exactly what this is, but looks like a little bit of like a metal boat. I think that one's a little bit more modern or something. I don't think it's all metal and welded together, so I don't think that's an old boat. But this, what the
Due, sono entrato io, poi sei entrata tu.
What the? Okay. Now we're talking. Now we're freaking talking here. Looks like a lot bigger than I thought. Kind of crazy that the wood is still around. It's a wooden boat, so I'm trying to see if there's any oh, there they are. I was trying to see if there's any stairs to get up, because then I could look down upon it, get some better vision. But it blows my mind that there's still all these artifacts from, I mean, Khufu is a long time ago, so looks like there's a kind of a storyboard over here of like how everything was found. I'll probably go through that in a second, but a little probably boring to do over the video, so let's get up here and see this boat. I'm trying to also do like some more long form stuff. It's also hard too, because like there's some places you can film, some places you can't film. There's also some places that I just don't feel like filming because there's a lot of people there, so I'm kind of trying to get snippets, and I'm not sure how I'm going to cut them all together, but I'm going to try my best to do some more like 5-minute plus segments, so it's not so choppy, because I can imagine right now the way I'm going to cut this is pretty choppy. So let's see what's going on with this boat, man. I think I got one more to go. This building is pretty big. This building for only 2 boats. Again, I'm not really sure what this is. I mean, it's like a modern boat, obviously. It's like all metal and shit, so maybe they're just trying to like make a model of one? I don't really know. It's a little weird. It's kind of lame when you got this boy right next to you. Definitely gonna go up here and check out this boat. But yeah, the trip's been great. Thankfully my sleep has actually been really good. I slept like 5 or 6 hours on the plane ride here. I slept another hour on the second plane ride here. And then the first night wasn't the most comfortable because I had to sleep on a pull-out because I didn't have a room technically. So I just kind of crashed in my friend Eric's room. He was really cool about it. He thankfully let me stay with him that first night. So I kind of roughed that one. I just slept no blanket, no nothing. Just one single pillow, kind of diagonal on a pull-out couch because I can't. I'm 6 feet tall, so I can't lay in a normal couch. But oh, look at this. We have David. David, how was the boat?
Dude, the boat's fucking sick.
The boat is pretty cool. It looks like they have like some like modern version over there.
Yeah, the Japan and Egypt, I think, are creating a new one.
Oh, very interesting.
Yeah,
Okay.
Like Waterman Extraordinaire.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, I don't
so
know
they're
if
kind
it
of
was
doing
like,
a collaboration.
I guess it was like near King Khufu's tomb.
Interesting.
Or whatever. And so like when he died, from my understanding, he was just like, yo, dude, like, I want to live in the afterlife like I was chilling on Earth, dude. So
Wanted to stay in the boat.
Plant the boat.
Put the
on my
pleasure
shit,
yacht
dude,
in
so,
the
like,
afterlife.
All the hotties can scope my shit.
Well, this is really cool. So as David said, it sounds like this was found near Khufu's tomb. And I mean, hey, if you were the king of Egypt and this is your boat, where most people are living on nothing and dying because of their slaves and it's awful, yeah, I'd want to take this boat too. Absolutely crazy to think about. I mean, the boat has to be like 3,000 years old minimum then. That is crazy. How is the wood still here? Wow. You can kind of get a scale of it. I'm not sure how like easily the video is picking it up, but the scale of the boat is quite large. I'll try and get a little bit of a better view on it right here. It looks like the rope is modern though. I can't imagine that the rope is original. I'm assuming they found the wood and they brought it all here because that rope doesn't look 3,000 years old. I'll tell you that much. It doesn't look like the 3,000-year-old rope down there. And I could imagine that the wood somehow still existed, but there's no way that the rope would have. I mean, maybe it's possible, but I don't see how that's not new rope. But there's probably a lot of more information on the plaques that I didn't read down below, but that's the boat. I'm gonna go read those plaques. I'm gonna keep that off the video just because that's boring stuff, but very interesting. Maybe I'll pop another video out when I learn a little bit more and I'm walking away. All right, bye. Okay, so after a lot of reading, very interesting stuff. So there was 2 boats found near Khufu's burial chamber, and there were essentially these boat spots because he obviously wanted his fucking boats with him in the afterlife. And all right, can't exit that way. They're really particular about that shit here. Like, if you walk in one way, you're not walking out that way. Either way, it doesn't really matter. But so apparently they cracked open one in the 1900s. I think it was like the 50s or the 60s. I kind of don't remember already. But they cracked it open and they found this boat that's here. This is the original boat. And I was right. It was disassembled completely. So all of those ropes and everything like that are modern reconstructions, but it, obviously it took a huge amount of time for them to take out all of the material, get it out, clean it, do all of that. But now, they seem to, when they did that all, they took about a decade before they really tried to actually rebuild it, because of course they didn't really know how to rebuild it. And so they went through a bunch of different testing and stuff like that with replicas and all that stuff of every single material. And then ended up after about 10 or 11 years, they finally got it to, they finally got it to go in and they rebuilt it, and that's that. And then when they cracked open a second one, that was in much worse condition. And that was a Japanese and an Egyptian team. So what they're doing, what that other boat is that they're doing like a dual Japanese-Egyptian cultural project to kind of put it all together. And I guess that's what that other like frame was. They're reconstructing it in kind of like a new way. So kind of cool, interesting. But again, there's another thing about the pyramids in there, and I just don't believe anything that they say. I mean, there was no body found in the Great Pyramid. It's just strange. I don't really understand. Like, there's like just like some very obvious things that are wrong in the story. Like, there was never a body was never found in the Great Pyramid. Like, Khufu's body was not found in the Great Pyramid. The Grand Chamber that I went in earlier, that stone sarcophagus, I don't think that held anyone. I don't think there's any record of that body, of a body being in there. And they keep saying it as if there is, but I'm pretty dang positive that no body was ever actually discovered in the Great Pyramid. And what really makes me just not believe that is also the fact that every single thing that has to do with death or that has to do with the afterlife is rigorously covered in hieroglyphs. Like, you saw even just the videos from earlier, the King Tut stuff. Absolutely grandly covered in hieroglyphs and all of this information. And all of a sudden, the Grand Pyramid of the King Khufu, who's apparently, again, this most powerful king who's able to start this national project that only took 20 years to build. Yeah. All of a sudden, they don't mark anything. There's not a single marking in that grand chamber, in that king's chamber. So what? They all of a sudden just decided to, we're just gonna throw the dude in here. We're not even gonna cover it in anything. We're not gonna do anything like that, and we'll just throw him in there, even though it's the largest fucking building that has ever been made. It just doesn't make any sense. It really doesn't. I kind of came into here really with an open mind of I'm willing to change my mind on the fact that the Egyptians did build the pyramids, and there's probably evidence in some way for this, but everything that I keep finding, I just, and especially experiencing myself, I have so many more questions than I originally had. Now that I've experienced it for myself, the lack of any markings on the inside of the king's chamber, and especially the sarcophagus that was made out of marble, pure marble, no engravings, no nothing. I don't know. It really just doesn't make any sense to me. And the other thing too is that this culture, this ancient Egyptian culture, they wrote down everything. They wrote down how they constructed the boats. They wrote down how they planted fields and stuff like that. But yet, they didn't write down how they built the fucking pyramids? Huh? As far as I know, there's no hieroglyphs that ever depict the ancient Egyptians building the pyramids, which you'd think they would be writing a whole lot about everywhere and anywhere. After they did that. So, I don't know. Very interesting stuff, but I'm glad that I'm here and I got to see all of it. But I think I'm getting pretty tired, I won't lie. It's been a long day. And I think either tomorrow or the day after we have a really early flight. We gotta wake up at 4 a.m. To take a flight to Luxor. And then that next day I gotta wake up at 4 a.m. because I'm gonna do the hot air balloon over Luxor in the Valley of the Kings. So I'm thinking it's coming close to 4 o'clock right now. So I'm very excited to get back to the hotel, fall asleep, and yeah, I'm gonna eat some food and stuff like that, but definitely gonna get a lot of rest tonight because there's not really any reason I want to go out to Cairo tonight. Place is a shithole. So, in terms of a lot of the streets, the area that we're in is nice, but coming from the U.S., it's a shock for sure. But either way, I'm gonna go meet up with my group right now. Again, hopefully I've been doing okay with this. I'm gonna try and cut all this together and like with some music and stuff like that to really just make it all flow together. I don't know how this is all gonna turn out again, but I'm excited. I'm kind of getting more into the vibe of like filming it. And again, I'm gonna try and do more long form stuff so it's not so chopped up and stuff like that. But again, either way, I'm just gonna peace out. Bye. Hey everyone, this is future Liam here once again, just kind of going over some pictures. This was me in front of the pyramids during our camel walk. This is our group photo shot here. Feel free to pause over any of these pictures, by the way, but this was just from when we got there early on in the Giza Plateau. And honestly, like the pyramids are just such like an imposing structure. It's so cool to see. The Sphinx is right there in front of them. Sphinx was really cool. Got to see the water indentation marks that prove that it's over 10,000 years old. Really cool. And then obviously from the pyramids we went to the gem. Really incredible pieces there. One of the coolest museums I've ever been to in my life, especially with stuff with like the oldest I've ever seen, because some of these pieces are multiple thousands of years old. Really cool. The jewelry there from King Tut, this was all stuff that he wore himself. That was his throne chair when he was traveling, his canoptic jars that still hold his organs and everything. Just really cool. I know that I went through these in the video, but yeah, just a really cool day and honestly really fun.